Comfort breeds compliance over creativity, execution over ownership, maintenance over movement, and that's dangerous.
My question, Darren, is how are you handling the uncertainty of our current national economic environment?
Uncertainty, it's not new. It's the job. It's the job of leadership, leading others through uncertainty. It's why we get to wear the name tag, leader. It's why we get paid the big bucks. This is when we are called to serve. Here's the bigger point most miss. Uncertainty is not the problem. Uncertainty is the opportunity. It's the time to grab market share. It's the time to become a hero to your clients. When crisis hits industries, the weak get washed out. The pretenders tap out. The market tourists, they pack up and go home. Only the pros remain. And while during crisis, the opportunity is that while the market pie might get smaller overall, your overall piece of it can get a lot bigger. And in uncertainty, that is when clients rely on their trusted advisors. That is when you can suit up in your shiniest armor and gallop into the lives and businesses of your clients as their white knight. Look, no one knows the names of great generals until there is a great battle for them to fight. Eisenhower was stuck as a major for 16 years during peacetime. No one knew his name. Then World War II erupted and his genius had a worthy challenge. Meanwhile, brilliant military minds like General Fox Connor, Eisenhower's own mentor, has been largely forgotten in history. Why? Because he served during peacetime. Ulysses Grant was a failed businessman working in his father's leather shop. Then the Civil War broke out and it gave him the opportunity to demonstrate his strategic brilliance. And this pattern repeats in business as well. Nobody remembers CEOs who guided companies through easy expansions. We remember the ones who navigated through storms. Steve Jobs coming in as the white knight to save Apple. Mullally rescuing Ford without having to use bailouts. Iacocca turning Chrysler around. So this economic uncertainty, it's not your enemy, it's your battlefield to prove your mettle. The battle is what creates the great general. The crisis creates the great leader. The tragedy creates the need for the white knight. So to your question, here's exactly how I'm handling it personally and what all of you should consider for yourself as well. First, I am watching news headlines a lot less and focusing more on my business metrics. The media, as we know, profits from creating anxiety. I profit from maintaining clarity. And silently, I have to admit, I love it when I hear people ranting about Trump or tariffs or inflation or the Gaza Strip. I look at them and smile, knowing right then I'm getting an edge on you. Go ahead and keep disturbing your mind and emotions with all that crap while I pull further and further ahead. Soon you won't even be able to see my back. So here's what I always default to. No matter what crisis happens in the world, I only focus on controlling what's controllable by me, which in the world is very little, but in my world, it's a lot. So in your business, you can't control interest rates. You can't control tariffs. You can't control material prices. You can't control permits. You can't control policy. You can't control politics, but you can control cycle time. You can control client experience. You can control lead conversion optimization. You can control margin management. You can control repeat business. You've got your strike team. I've been on your website. Now double down on speed plus certainty. Make it your edge. Second, stabilize yourself. Crisis times are a great time to take a close look in the mirror. Where have you gotten fat? What disciplines have faded? What bad habits have crept in? Reinstate those disciplines. Get refocused. Get back to lean fighting shape. Third, we intensify our focus on our existing members. During uncertainty, the temptation is to chase a lot of new business frantically. Instead, or I will say, in addition to, and with an emphasis on, we deepen relationship with those who already trust us. While others are freezing or panicking, amplify your trusted advisor positioning with the clients you already have. Be visible, be consistent, be proactive, build goodwill, build a pipeline, even if it's for future projects. When the pendulum swings, and it always does, you'll have a massive relationship bank account in which to cash in on. And then fourth, we are upgrading talent. Economic shifts create talent displacement. While others do erratic layoffs or implement hiring freezes, we look to selectively add exceptional people. Those who suddenly find themselves available, the kind who are rarely on the market during boom times. And then five, we are refining our messaging. When wallets tighten, generic marketing falls flat. All that branding and advertising malarkey that people do. We are ensuring every communication addresses how we solve specific problems that matter right now, not just nice to haves. In other words, we refocus on identifying the pain pills we've got, not the vitamins that we offer. But here's the bottom line. This is your moment to become essential in the lives of your clients, not optional. This is the time to step up to become a true, valued, and trusted advisor and partner to your clients, not just a vendor or service provider. Now's the time to be bold, get out there, be visible, be heroic. You are living the dream that most founders talk about, running the business from 1,000 miles away. That means you have built trust, you've built process, and you've built culture. And then now comes the next level, right? Not just running the business without you, but growing it without you. And that shift requires a different kind of fuel. Right now, I would imagine and guess, based on your question, that the team is comfortable. That's dangerous because comfort breeds compliance over creativity, execution over ownership, maintenance over movement. And, it doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just that they're settled. And that's not how A teams operate in complacency, right? So how do you wake that up? Let's walk through some options. First thing you do is upgrade your scoreboard. A teams don't rise to expectations or motivations. They rise to challenges. And challenges are set by measurement and scoreboards. So if you want them to perform like pros, you want to start tracking and measuring them like pros. Make growth goals visual. Maybe it for your business, and you have to adjust this for what they really are, but maybe it's response times. Maybe it's client retention. Maybe it's upsell percentages. Maybe it's cleanliness scores. Maybe it's customer reviews per team. Gamify the performance, reward excellence, and make it clear this is the league that we play in now. Second is create quests. Make their role a quest, not a job. A teams don't show up for paychecks. They show up for missions, show up for challenges, right? Create a 12-month challenge. Maybe it's let's 10x our 5-star reviews, or let's become the #1 rated service company in Chicago, or let's build the system that expands us to 3 more cities. Give it a name, give it a story, give it a motto, give it a scoreboard. You don't push people to greatness, you pull them into it. And then third is paint the personal vision. Here's what most leaders forget. You see their potential, but do they see their own potential? You'd be surprised about how people don't see their own potential, and not their potential as workers, but as builders. Sit them down one by one. Ask, what do you want 5 years from now? What would growth look like for you? How could this business be your platform, not just your job? Then show them this isn't just a cleaning company. This is a launch pad for you. Tie performance to their personal purpose. And that's when good becomes kick-ass. And then 4 is spot and promote internal leaders. Some of them are ready to rise. They just need permission. Start giving micro ownership. Let them lead hiring. Let them redesign a client onboarding flow. Let them train new team members. Reward leadership, not just execution. And then when they perform, celebrate that publicly and often. You're building what's called internal gravity, the kind that keeps A players loyal and lit up. And then a final thought for you to consider is you don't need to push them any harder. You need to entice them better with the mission that you share, the bigger, better future to be had based on the vision that you cast for them. Because once they believe that this isn't just Tim's business, that this is ours, that's when you stop having employees and you start having co-creators. Do you know what I love about limited funds or constraints of most any kind? It forces execution excellence. Most business owners panic when cash gets tight. Elite performers, they thrive. Here's why constraints are your secret weapon for massive execution. Number 1 is that constraints breeds clarity. It forces focus. When you're flush with cash, you can hide a lot of mediocrity. But when you're not, every decision gets scrutinized. Every execution gets optimized. Most CEOs that I've mentored say the same thing. My business was never sharper than when we were fighting for survival. One CEO that I mentored slashed his expenses by 22% in 1 week. Know what happened? His productivity increased. The bloat was making him slower, not stronger. So I say, cut faster, decide quicker, move louder. Toxic team member, gone. Don't even need to think about it. Underperforming product line, cut it quickly. Time-wasting meetings, cancel all of them. No regrets. Nice to have expenses, eliminated in a snap. Number 2 is you don't need resources. You need to be resourceful. Did you catch that? You don't need resources. You need resourcefulness. I mentored another CEO who lost his biggest client. 40% of his revenue was gone overnight. Most would have panicked. He got creative. He traded services with his marketing agency. He bartered services with his printer, with his attorney and his CPA. He secured partnership deals requiring zero upfront cash. He leveraged other companies' platforms, other people's sales teams to reach new audiences. He used testimonials and case studies instead of paid advertising. And within 6 months, his business was not only stronger than before, much stronger, but a whole hell of a lot more profitable because of his ingenuity and creativity. And this is what elite performers understand. Money doesn't solve execution problems. It doesn't even solve growth problems. Ingenuity does. Creativity does. Resourcefulness does. And then the third thing is to sell your way through the storm. When money is tight, most businesses cut back on sales and marketing. That is insanity. Instead, do the opposite. Get obsessed with your sales engine. Who are your best customers? The ones with the highest margins. What's your shortest path to cash? The offer that converts the fastest. What's your lowest hanging fruit? Past customers, warm leads. I know a SaaS founder who faced a massive cash crunch. Instead of raising capital, he created a customer success SWAT team. They contacted every customer personally to improve retention and to encourage upsells. Revenue increased 37% in 60 days with zero marketing spend, zero dilution on raising money. And then finally, remember that money doesn't solve discipline problems. I hear it all the time. If I just had more funding, no, you wouldn't. If you can't execute with limited resources, you'll just waste more resources when you have it. Cash doesn't make you smart. Constraints do. Why? Because here's the bottom line. Money constraints don't limit your success potential. They increase it by forcing the discipline required for true excellence. So to put a spin on a Jim Rohn quote, when money is tight, don't wish for more cash, wish you were better. Demand more from yourself. So in short, number 1, go lean everywhere with everything. Get obsessively focused. Number 2, get creative. Growth doesn't require money. It requires strategic leadership. And then 3, sell, sell, sell. Go get that money. EFP. What is the easiest, fastest, most profitable way to go get the money? Get after it, buddy.